Hey everybody, this is William from the Godzilla Files, and today I have a new collection video. I've been wanting to do another one. You guys seem to really enjoy seeing my X Plus collection, so I wanted to show off some other kaiju related things that I own. Today we're going to be looking at my books and also my comic books that are kaiju related. So this can be anything from Godzilla to King Kong, so let's jump right into this. So right off the bat, let me just say this. I am not doing this in any kind of order. I'm just grabbing them and just going to show them off. And the first one that I want to show you guys is the Godzilla FAQ. I did a review on this maybe about a month ago. This is a great book. This is a great starting book. Can't say enough about it. If you want to know more about it, check out the review that I did. And really, this is a great starting point for anyone that's actually just starting their journey into this kaiju fandom. Alright, now the next thing that I want to show you guys is actually the critical history of the Godzilla series. Now this is a little bit more in depth in my opinion than the Godzilla FAQs I just showed. This is definitely more behind the scenes look at the Godzilla series, the movies that they were making, and everything that was happening at the time. This is such a great book to read after watching a Godzilla film or even before to kind of give you an idea of what was happening while this film was being made, and it really is a great companion piece when it comes to actually watching this series in general. Alright, so the next ones up are my books from my childhood. These are two Godzilla books that I had back in the day. These were a lot of fun to read, and I think kids would get a real kick out of them. They have, quick short stories, and the artwork itself is really good. Unfortunately, these are pretty expensive now, so good luck trying to find them on eBay. It's kind of sad when you see them going for like $40 and back of them say like $3. So good luck. I hope you guys can find these because these are great reads, especially for kids. Alright, so the next thing up is something I just got, and that is the Gigan visual book here. This is a great book. I touched on this on my G-Fest video. I love this. This is such a cool book. It has English subtitles in it and some high-def photos. So definitely something you should definitely take a look at. I just randomly opened up a page here. But really cool stuff. A lot of behind-the-scenes photos as well. There's a whole entire series of these. I am probably going to pick some up and do some more reviews on them. So look out for those. The next thing up is my first Godzilla comic book, and that is Godzilla, History's Greatest Monster. This was a pretty good comic book. This is when IDW was doing the Godzilla comics. Overall, I thought they did a fine job with them. This kind of combines all of their first run of their Godzilla comics, and this was a great pickup in my opinion. I don't particularly like buying single issues. I kind of buy them when they're all put together. So this is a great starting point if you're kind of interested in the IDW Godzilla books. They are actually still pretty cheap online for the most part, and this one usually goes for a pretty fair price in my opinion. So this is a great starting point for anyone looking to get into this series. Alright, here is another book from my childhood. Many of you would probably recognize this because I use this for my Kaiju Battles videos. I take the information from here and put them in there. So this has been something that I have had for pretty much my whole life. I feel like it's hard to remember a time where I didn't have this. I used to read this all the time. This has a lot of great information, and again, this is maybe this is like a perfect setup for a kid because information's pretty easy to follow. It's not so in-depth that a kid is going to get lost. So again, just like the children's books, I think this is another great place to start for your kids. But unfortunately, like the children's book, this is also really expensive. I don't know why. I feel like there's books that have more information. This is a little outdated. This only goes up to Godzilla vs. Destroya. So, to keep that in mind. But overall, still a really enjoyable book and something to really look back on in my opinion. So Godzilla isn't the only kaiju that I actually collect things for. I also collect things for King Kong. And this book here is pretty good in my opinion. It was made for Peter Jackson's King Kong, and it has a lot of information about the history of King Kong. Overall, I haven't been able to fully read this yet, so that's why you guys haven't seen a review, but from what I've seen, it's pretty good. I'm not particularly happy about how they talk about Toho Kong films, but I think there's a lot of information here about the original King Kong that I think people would find pretty interesting, and even some for the 1976, I think it was, King Kong, that's in here as well. So overall, not a bad pickup. I found this in the flea market for a couple of dollars, so definitely worth picking up for the price that I paid for it. So these next comic books are probably my favorite IDW series based off Godzilla, and that is Godzilla's Rulers of Earth. I have all of them, and I have to say these are probably the best comic that they did. It has so many different kaiju in it. If you are a fan of obscure kaiju, they're probably in this series. It's truly mind-blowing, all the ones that they managed to fit in. And it is a pretty great mix of, Showa mixed with the designs of a millennium Millennium series, and I actually do like that. It has some aliens. It's all over the place, but really enjoyable. I strongly recommend picking them up. Some of these books are more expensive than others, so again, I would recommend checking eBay from time to time because there's usually some good deals, especially on the last book, book 6, which was for some reason very expensive, and also book 5 here. So again, strongly recommend picking these up if you have a chance. So these final books are probably the pride and joy of my Godzilla collection, and these are the 1998 books that were released for first American Godzilla film. And I've done reviews on all of them except for Godzilla versus the Robot Monster. And I will be doing a review on this shortly. I haven't started reading it, but these go really quick, so you should expect something out in a few weeks from now. But the other books have been very good for the most part. I have enjoyed them. These books have taken a lot of time to collect, unfortunately. They happen to fall into my hands for various reasons, whether it's on eBay at the right time or just going to an old bookstore and finding them. So they are very hard to come by, and that's particularly why I really enjoy these so much in my collection. But if you ever have a chance to, I strongly recommend reading them because they're one of the few actual novels based around Godzilla, and I do think they're pretty good. Alright everybody, I hope you enjoyed my collection video. Let me know in the comments below if there are any books that I should be on the lookout for. Also, do you have any of these books? I'd love to hear what you guys think of some of these if you have them. And if you want me to do a review, just let me know. I'll be happy to do a review on any of these things. And yeah, so I hope you enjoy, like I said before, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk to you all soon.